Mute. Nag-mute ka, sir.
Ayan, good afternoon, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat na sumusubaybay sa ating Itulay session ngayong Biyernes, Matalino Friday. Ako po si Tutor Joshua.
At ako naman po si Tutor Queenie at nasa first week po tayo ng second quarter. Ayan. So welcome po, second quarter na tayo. Kaya inaanyayahan po namin kayong mga estudyante, pati na rin ang inyong mga magulang at guro na matuto kasama namin.
Kaya kasama po ng ICTS ETU, pati ang mga sumulat at bumuo ng mga modules na pinagbasihan natin ng mga lessons ngayong hapon, ay narito po kami para itulay ang paggabay sa pag-aaral ng matematika. Kaya kung may kailangan po tayong i-review, reskill at enrich, available po ang mga modules na ito sa DepEd Commons at ang ating mga sessions sa ETU Facebook page at YouTube para sa itulay.
Ayan. So, batiin lang natin yung mga kasama natin ngayon sa simula ng ating second quarter. So, nandyan po si Kathleen Soriano from Ingud Ramon Integrated School and Kerubin Villamor from Novaliches High School and Francis Reyes ng Partida National High School, Christopher Respicio from also Ingud Ramon Integrated School. And meron din tayo from SDO Bulacan, si Emmanuel Tarosa ng Santa Lucia National High School, and also si Laika Pagdanganan, same school sila with Marniel Lustre Ramos. Hello po, good afternoon po sa inyong lahat.
Dumarami talaga yung ating mga students ngayon na nababalitaan nila na maraming programa ang DepEd, ICTS, ETU para sa online learning natin. And syempre, inaabot din natin yung mga nasa remote areas para matuto ng lahat ng mga subjects na inihain natin para sa kanila.
Yan. So ngayong start tayo ng quarter 2, meron tayong mga bagong mga kaalaman na matututunan ngayon. So at the end of this session, we will be able to illustrate and differentiate linear inequalities into variables from linear equations into variables. And aside from that, we will also be able to graph linear inequalities into variables. And of course, Tutor Joshua, yung pinaka-importante na skill na meron tayo, ano yun, Tutor Joshua?
It's to solve or i-apply yung mga knowledge natin in solving problems involving linear inequalities into variables. Kasi nga, in mathematics, yung skills na at knowledge na matututunan natin ay mahalaga para ma-apply natin siya in real life situations. So yung mga students natin na kasama natin online ngayon, inaasahan namin na makakapag-share kayo ng inyong mga sagot sa ating mga exercises and activity for today.
So handa na ba sila Alwin Santos from Arroyo High School, kasama si Erin Quaterno also from Arroyo High School at si Jonel Lamayo. Okay, ready na sa mga kasama natin sa chat. Doon tayo mag-send na answers later. So, syempre, let's have some analyzation to do for our new lesson today, Tutor Joshua. So, we have a statement here. The sum of two numbers is 5. So, anong gagawin natin dito, Tutor Joshua?
Okay, so nung grade 7 tayo, natutunan natin kung paano mag-translate ng phrases or sentences into its corresponding mathematical sentence. Minsan expression, minsan equation yung ating nabubuo, minsan din inequality based on, again, dun sa statement na binibigay. So in the first statement, the sum of two numbers is 5. Tutor Queenie, wala tayong numbers na binigay. So kung hindi tayo binigyan ng numbers or values, we could represent them using variables. And dahil nga sum ang hinihingi, we could say that x plus y is equal to 5. How about the second one?
Ayan. So, nakalagay doon, the sum of two numbers is less than 5. Halos same lang dun sa first statement natin, no? The sum of two numbers. So, we can have x plus y. Kaya lang, instead na is 5, nakalagay is less than 5. So, we will be using the inequality symbol, less than, and then 5. So, we have x plus y is less than 5.
Yun.
And this one is, Tutor Joshua, equation pa rin ba to?
Mamaya natin yan makikita, Tutor Queenie, kung ano yung difference nung dalawang mathematical statement na yan.
Sige. So, translate muna natin yung third.
Mhm.
Alright, sige. The sum of two numbers is at least 5. Paano to, Tutor Joshua? At least 5.
Okay, so sa second statement natin, we said that the sum is less than 5, meaning mas mababa. Hindi pwedeng umabot ng 5 yung kanilang sum. In this case, the sum is at least 5. Ibig sabihin, umabot. Pero pag sabi natin kasi natin at least, ito yung pinakamababa. It's the minimum. So we will take the sum x plus y, pero it should be greater than or equal to 5. Kasi nga, 5 yung kanyang minimum value. So be careful with the words that we are going to analyze and use in the following statements. Kasi yung word problems natin, syempre no, gusto natin mas simpleng tignan, kailangan nating i-analyze na mabuti kung ano yung meaning na.
Ayan. So, meron na tayong tatlong iba-ibang translated statements here na mathematical. So, let's identify ano-anong mga klase itong nakuha natin, Tutor Joshua. Ano-ano nga ba ito?
Okay, so we have for the first statement is a linear equation. Kung maalala ninyo, a linear equation is a mathematical sentence kung saan gumagamit tayo ng equal sign, kaya nga equation, where the left side is equal or has equal value to the right-hand side of the equation. And kaya siya linear, Tutor Queenie, no? Kasi the highest degree or the degree of this equation is 1 kasi yung exponent natin ay invisible lang na 1 for the variables. How about the second one?
Yung second one is it considers numbers that is less than 5. So, ibig sabihin, pwedeng 4, pwedeng 3, pwedeng 2, pwedeng 2.1, 2.5, 0, negative. Okay? So, we're not just having an exact, but also other values. So, this one is a linear inequality. Yan. Kasi meron na tayong inequality symbol na tinatawag. Right? And then, yung pangatlo, gaya nung pangalawa, it's also a linear inequality. Ayan. Katulad nung binanggit ni Tutor Joshua kanina, na hindi lang siya at least 5, ibig sabihin, pwedeng 5, 6, 7, 6.3, 6.1, 0, 100, and so on and so forth. So, these are linear inequalities.
Yun.
So, yun.
Okay, so let's define natin and compare later yung pagkakaiba ng dalawa, linear equation and linear inequality. So when we have linear equation in two variables, it's a sentence, mathematical sentence in the form ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a and b are not zero at the same time. Kasi kapag nag-zero siya at the same time, hindi na tayo magkakaroon ng true mathematical statement in the sense of the linear equation. And for the linear inequality naman, Tutor Queenie,
the linear inequality in two variables is a mathematical sentence that can be written in one of the following forms, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a and b are not zero at the same time. So, kung kanina isa lang, pwede tayo actually 4. Pwedeng maging less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal.
So yun yung ating mga inequality symbols that we could use in the what we call this linear inequality. Kasi nga they represent values that is not equal to the given number or depende again dun sa symbol na ginamit. Okay? So for inequality symbols, okay? Reviewin lang natin that this symbol is read as is less than.
Mm-hmm.
And then this symbol is read as is greater than. Nilalagay natin yung is para manote tayo na this is an inequality. Kasi kapag less than lang or greater than, pwede siyang maging addition or subtraction operation siya sa what we call this expression. Mm-hmm.
So aside dyan, meron din tayong version na is less than or equal to. Right? Or is at most. Ibig sabihin, included yung value na nakastate. Katulad kanina, no? And also, is greater than or equal to, or minsan, binabasa siya, is at least.
Yeah.
So, we're considering 4 different symbols here. Yeah. So, ready na kaya ang ating mga kasama? Yun, nag-attendance check na sila. Hello po, kila Francine Panalingan and Mia Hubangbang. Mga taga-Imod Ramona Integrated School. Hello po sa inyo.
Good afternoon po. So meron po tayong activity na ibibigay sa inyo. And again, kung alam niyo po ang sagot, mas maganda po na ilagay rin ito sa comment section para ma-recognize din tayo ng maayos. Okay? So let's have our first activity for this afternoon. Determine if the given is a linear inequality in two variables, and if not, explain why. Okay, so again po, no, hindi naman lagi symbols ang ginagamit natin. We could translate these symbols to sentences and vice versa. So for this example, the first statement is, the difference between two numbers is greater than 12. Again, the difference between two numbers is greater than 12. Kailan, Tutor Queenie, parang may kulang dito sa ating statement. Ano kaya yan?
Well, hindi lang natin alam kung ano yung dalawang numbers. So, we have two unknown numbers here. So, maybe we can represent muna yan. Let X represent the first number and Y represent the second number. So, ganun na lang yung gawin natin. So, we will be using variables for this. So, ayan. Pwede na natin i-translate ito mathematical expression. So, yung mga kasama natin sa comment section, ayan, pwede na silang mag-send ng kanilang answers kung ano nga ba ito.
So we will give you 5 seconds to to interact with the comment section. Ayan.
Ayan. So isipin nila, no, the difference between two numbers is greater than 12. Ano ba yung operation pag difference? Okay? At ano yung symbol pagka sinabing is greater than?
Ayan, may sagot si Francine De Leon. Konting typo error lang to, pero I think she got it correct. So we have difference. So dapat we will have x minus y is greater than 12. Ayan. Very good, Francine.
Ayan, nakuha din nila Dennis Del Rosario. Ayan. Tutor Joshua, bakit walang linya dun sa ilalim ng symbol na inequality?
Kasi strict tayo dun sa ating statement na it should be greater than. Hindi pwedeng sumabit, kumbaga, dun sa 12 yung ating difference. Kaya dapat mas malaki talaga siya.
Hindi kasama si 12 sa ating kinoconsider na values. Ayan. So, take note nyo yan. Pag sinabing is greater than 12, hindi kasama yung 12. So, walang linya sa ilalim. So, this is a linear inequality.
Okay, so let's proceed to the second statement.
So, the second statement is twice a number is equal to the sum of another number and 8. Ayan. So, we'll give them 5 seconds and send their answers. Again, ang re-represent natin na X is the first number and Y will be the second number. Okay. So, twice a number is equal to the sum of another number and 8. So, find out nila ano yung nasa left-hand side, ano yung nasa right-hand side.
Ayan, bigyan natin sila ng tip when translating. Usually, una nating hinahanap is yung yung gitnang part ng equation or ng ating inequality. Okay, meron naman tayong keywords na makikita dun sa ating statement kung ano yung kakalabasan ng ating mathematical sentence. So we have here JMSP, no? Ang sagot niya daw is 2x plus y equals 8. Then let's see if it's correct. Okay, JM, may konti lang tayong i-arrange dun sa ating equation, no? Kasi nakita na natin that the term is equal. Ito yung sasabi ko kanina, no? Pag nahanap nyo na yung gitnang part ng ating equation or inequality, we could identify what is in the left and what is in the right. So it should be 2x equals y plus 8. The sum of another number and 8. So ayan, si Catlea Soriano, she got it correctly. Si
So,
Ayan,
kailangan
pumahabol
nila
sila ng sagot.
ayan. Take note nila, no, na kapag nakalagay the sum of another number and 8, ibig sabihin, ang magkasama, yung another number natin na y at saka yung 8.
And this is a linear equation. Malinaw na malinaw. Kasi equal sign yung ginamit.
Very good kay La Christopher Respicio, nakuha nila, pati si Francine Panalangin. Sorry po. Ayan.
Okay, so let's have the last statement. The total price of 1 kilogram of apples and 2 kilogram of bananas is at most 150 pesos. So, gamit na gamit yung ating linear inequalities, especially sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay. Kapag nagba-budget tayo, di ba? Kapag nagba-budget, may target lang tayong kailangan bilhin. Minsan tumatawad pa tayo para may konti tayong sukli, maipon natin yung sukli na iyon. Okay? In this time, let us represent A be the price of apples per kilogram and B the price of bananas per kilogram. So hindi lang tayo palaging X and Y. We could utilize any variables as long as they represent a value properly. Okay, so we will give you time.
So tandaan, yung A ay price ng apples per kilogram and then yung B, price ng banana per kilogram.
Kasi hindi natin alam yung presyo nila. Pero we could still represent that using a mathematical sentence. Okay? Sige, Tutor Queenie, paano kaya siya gagawin?
Ayan. So, we have here, ayan, I think, medyo nakuha na ni Dennis Rosario. Okay, we have 1A plus 2B. Ayun, nakuha niya na talaga yung sagot is less than or equal to 150. Ayan. So, invisible 1 lang kasi yung coefficient ng ating A. Alright, very good kay Dennis Del Rosario at saka si Marty Soriano, almost there. Okay, Marty, kaya lang, nakalagay kasi is at most 150. Ibig sabihin, kasama si 150 sa i-consider na value. Kaya dapat mayroong equal sign doon sa ilalim ng ating inequality. Okay?
So this
is a linear inequality.
Yeah. So let us use our knowledge in linear inequality and apply it on a situation. Ayan po. Ito si Francine Panalangin, medyo maparaan, no? Ang ginawa niya, A plus 2B less than or equal to, tinype niya yung mismong words kasi wala tayong less than or equal to sa ating devices. Okay, so let's apply. In this problem, Anna wants to buy apples and bananas for her mother. A kilogram of apples costs 30 pesos and a kilogram of bananas costs 40 pesos. If Anna has 100 pesos, can she buy 1 kilogram of apples and 1 kilogram of banana? So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, Tutor Queenie, na magagamit natin yung knowledge in inequalities, especially when budgeting our money and expenses. Okay? So the question here is, makakabili ba si Ana ng 1 kilo ng apples at 1 kilo ng bananas? Pero hindi natin alam kung gaano karami talaga yung pwede nating bilhin. So we could represent the number of apples in kilograms as A and the number of bananas in kilograms as B. So binaliktad natin in this situation. Kanina yung presyo yung hindi natin alam, ngayon yung timbang nila. So paano kaya ito gagawin, Tutor Queen?
Kunin muna natin yung representation ng ating situation, no? So sabi niya, 30 pesos kada kilo ng apple. Okay, so ibig sabihin, we represent that cost with 30A. Okay, kung magkano yung magiging presyo ng makukuha niya sa apples. And then, a kilogram of bananas cost 40 pesos. So we will have that as 40 plus B. Okay, so together, yung expenses magiging 30A plus 40B. Since ang sabi niya, ang kanyang budget ay 100 pesos. Siyempre, hindi naman pwedeng lumagpas sa 100 pesos yung kanyang bibilhin, no? 100, so may limit lang tayo hanggang 100 pesos lang. So we will be using less than or equal to 100. So our inequality here is 30A plus 40B is less than or equal to 100.
Ayun. So yung mga viewers natin, nakukuha nila yung first part ng ating inequality and sanay na sanay sila. Pero tatandaan po natin, nagkaroon tayo ng condition. At yung condition na yon, syempre yung budget, kailangan ma-meet natin. So pwede tayo may sukli. Actually si Dennis, ang binigay niya yung equation kapag hinahanap na natin yung sukli. So magandang ano yun, no? Follow-up question. Pero dun muna tayo mag-focus muna tayo dun sa budget, which should be less than or equal to 100 pesos. So to solve for this, para malaman natin kung pwede ba talaga or hindi, ang gagawin lang natin is to substitute the given value to the inequality. Ang sabi rito, si Ana raw, tatanungin niya sa kanya sarili kung kaya niyang bumili ng 1 kilo ng apples. So si A, papalitan natin ng 1. Kasi 1 kilogram of apple siya. And then si B, papalitan natin ng 1 kilogram din. Kasi 1 kilogram of bananas naman yung B in this scenario. And is it less than or equal to 100? That is the question na alamin natin. Kasi kapag totoo, so pwede. Kapag false yung ating inequality na makukuha, hindi pwede yung 1 kilo ng apples at 1 kilo of bananas. Okay, so sa tingin ninyo, viewers natin, is it possible or not? Habang sinasolve natin yung solution, pag-isipan nyo na kung ano yung magiging sagot ni Ana. Kung possible ba siya or hindi.
So, paano natin i-interpret to? So, meron na siyang isang, titignan niya kung kasya ba yung kanyang pera na 100 pesos para makabili ng 1 kilo ng apple at saka 1 kilo ng bananas. Okay? So, kung bibili siya ng 1 kilo ng apple, then that will be 30 times 1. So, 30 pesos yung kanyang babayaran for that. And then, kung bibili din siya ng 1 kilo ng banana, that will be 40 times 1. So, 40 pesos ang kanyang babayaran for the banana. Okay? So, kung all in all, ang babayaran niya ay 70 pesos. So, is it less than or equal to 100?
Ayan, sabi ni Dennis Del Rosario, possible po. Kasi napatunayan natin at alam natin na 70 is less than or equal to 100. So here, the final answer will be yes, she can. Yes, she can buy. Ayan.
Very good kay La Princess Garcia, pati kay Marky Soriano at kay Marniel Ramos, Laika Pagdanganan at Katlea Soriano. So they were able to interpret that yes, it's possible that she can buy 1 kilogram of apples and 1 kilogram of bananas with 100 pesos.
Okay, ngayon naman, tanong ni Ana sa sarili niya kasi may pera pa siya, may sukli na siya eh. Ngayon, kaya niya kayang bumili ng 1 kilo pa rin ng apples, pero 2 kilo na ng banana. So 2 kilograms of bananas. Same process, we will just substitute. Yung A natin would be 1 plus 40. Kaya lang, si B, 2 kilograms na siya. So that is less than or equal to 100. Okay?
Check natin kung kasya yung 100 pesos niya sa 1 kilo ng apple at sa 2 kilo ng banana.
Ayan. So 30 times 1 is 30 plus 40 times 2, that is 80. And is it less than or equal to 100? Alam natin that 30 plus 80 is 110. Okay, yan, linawan ko lang. 110 is less than or equal to 100. Kaya lang, Tutor Queenie, parang may mali po dito sa ating last line ng ating solution.
Ano po dapat yan? Ay, 110 is less than or equal to 100. Okay? Masasabi ba natin na mas mababa ang 110 sa 100? That is false. Okay. Ayan, so nakikita ko na yung mga interpretation ng ating mga kasama. Sabi nila Dennis Del Rosario, JM Espino at Laika Pagdanganan, pati ni Marky Soriano at ni Francine Panalangin. Okay? No po. Not
Not
possible.
possible.
Very good. That's a very good idea na nag-110 yung total eh. So, hindi na siya less than or equal to 100. So,
Hindi na
no,
siya
she cannot.
makakabili ng extrang
Kulang.
kilo ng saging. Opo, kulang na siya. Okay. So actually, yung ginagawa natin is identifying the solution of a linear inequality. Na kapag if we have an ordered pair, xy, it is a solution if it satisfy the inequality. Ibig sabihin, true yung statement na makukuha natin. And to check, we substitute the coordinates to the inequality. And ito yung kanyang two possible scenarios. Kapag nag-true, the ordered pair is a solution, and then if it's false, it is not a solution.
And we were able to see no that our students here, yung mga kasama natin online, they can interpret our inequalities, and that's very good. So let's have more of this checking if an ordered pair is a solution or not to our linear inequality. Okay, sige. So number 1.
Okay. Is
When
0,
we have
0 a solution to the inequality 2x minus 3y is greater than 6? So, ang gagawin lang natin, nasa na siya? Ayan. So, isa-substitute natin yung x and y coordinates doon sa variables natin na x and y. So, color coordinated na tayo para makita natin kung saan natin siya ipapalit. Okay? So, ang sagot lang naman dito, Tutor Queenie, is yes or no. Pero nakadepende dun sa ating solution kung ano ipapakita ang sagot. Okay? So, we will give you time to think. So, yan. Habang pinag-isipan nyo po yung sagot natin. Kahit na, again, no, hindi tayo basta-basta manghuhula. May proper solution para sa lahat ng mathematical problems natin. Okay?
we just have to substitute. Okay, so number 1, is it a solution or not?
So, when we substitute, ayan, it will be 2 times 0 minus 3 times 0 is greater than 6. And alam natin, any number multiplied by 0 will be 0. And 0 minus 0 is 0. Ayan, sabi ni Marniel Ramos at ni JM, it is not a solution kasi meron tayong false mathematical statement. So again, the point or the ordered pair 0, 0 is not a solution.
Very maanggap sa atin sila Marky Soriano, Natalie Bautista. Okay, very good, nakuha nila. So, dun sa mga hahabol, meron pa tayong number 2. Okay, so check naman natin, is 3, 0 a solution to 2x minus 3y is greater than 6?
So same process, just substitute the ordered pair to the coordinates of the ordered pair rather to the inequality. Okay?
So, tingnan nila kung solution or not. So, simply substitute. Right? Substitute lang natin yung 3.
Na-advance natin yung ating solution.
Yung
Ayan,
3
pero
sa...
actually nakuha siya ni Francine Reyes. Hindi pala. Hindi pala yun for number 1. Okay. So in this example, no, yung ating last inequality dun sa solution is 6 is greater than 6. Bakit ito false, Tutor Queenie?
Kasi 6 is greater than 6. Hindi kasama yung value na 6 na eksakto. Kaya it's a false.
So, kasi nga, 6 is equal to 6. So, hindi naman pwede talaga na mas malaki yung isang number sa sarili niya. So, this is not a solution. Yeah.
Yan, very good. Ayan, nakahabol naman sila. Princess Garcia, JM Espino, at si Francine Reyes. No po, not solution.
So, kailangan talaga nating mag-ingat, no, kapag nagsosolve tayo ng linear inequalities because there are cases na solution siya, there are cases na hindi. And masyadong maraming points or ordered pairs na pwedeng maging solution at sobrang dami ring points na hindi pwedeng maging solution. And the best way to represent that those points or ordered pairs is using the graph.
Okay. So, ayan. So, the solutions of a linear inequalities in two variables can be presented in a graph as points on a half plane bounded by a solid or dashed line associated to the inequality. So, kailan lang ba siya magiging dashed line, yung boundary line natin? When we have ax plus by is less than c and ax plus by is greater than c. Okay? At magiging solid line naman yung ating boundary line if we have ax plus by is less than or equal to c and ax plus by is greater than or equal to c.
Ayun.
Yan.
So kahit na hindi ganito yung format ng ating linear inequality, basta tatandaan natin na dashed yung line kasi po yung points on that line are not included sa solution. Mamaya makikita natin. And yung symbols used ay less than or greater than. And kapag solid, kasama kasi yung points on that line. Kumbaga, kasama yung equal na part ng ating inequality. Kaya yung symbols na ginagamit natin is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So I think we could have an example to really show our viewers kung ano yung sinasabi natin, Tutor Queenie.
Ayan. So we have the linear inequality 2x minus 3y is greater than or equal to 6. Ay, sabi natin, kailangan natin ma-shape yung half plane. Pero para ma-identify yung half plane, kailangan natin ng boundary line. And the boundary line will be the linear equation associated to this inequality. And that will be 2x minus 3y is equal to 6. So, gamit-gamit yung mga techniques natin nung nakaraan, how to graph a linear equation. So, we will have, Tutor Joshua?
Ayun.
Yeah.
So mag-graph natin yung line using different ways given the equation. Pwedeng gamitin yung slope, pwedeng gamitin yung intercepts. Pinakamabilis kasi rito in this case is the intercept. Tatandaan lang natin, when drawing the line, kailangan syempre palitan natin yung inequality symbol to an equal sign. So magmumukha siyang 2x minus 3y equals 6. And then from there, makukuha natin yung intercepts. Okay? So, Tutor Queenie, based sa ating kanina, no, pwede tayong maglagay ng points dun sa ating solution. Okay? So, actually, meron tayong nakaprepare na solutions na rito. Eh, hindi na natin isa-substitute. Alam na natin na solution kasi sila. So, for example, saan na siya? Ayan, this points, 3, 0 is a solution. Kasi kapag sinubstitute natin siya dun sa inequality, ay siya nga yung magkakaroon tayo ng true statement. And actually, these points are the intercepts of the line. Ayan. So ito yung nandun sa ating line. Okay? Next, if we substitute the coordinates of -1, -4 to the inequality, we will also yield a true mathematical statement. Kasi magkakaroon tayo ng -2 plus 12 and it is definitely greater than or equal to 6. So kasama siya. And also this point which is 4, -3. Okay? Kaya lang if we substitute 0, 0 to this inequality, ma-identify natin that 0, 0 is not a solution. Okay? Yung origin, hindi niya madadaanan. So, Tutor Queenie, may napansin ka ba dun sa points ng solution at sa point na hindi solution?
Actually, itong half plane na to, na-divide natin sa dalawang half plane nito, no? So, yung isang half plane, nakikita nyo na puro blue yung points natin. Actually, lahat ng points na makikita nyo sa half plane na yan ay solution. At doon sa half plane na may 0, 0, dahil ang 0, 0 ay hindi solution, so lahat ng kasama ni 0, 0 doon ay hindi rin solution. That's why, ayan, para i-represent natin yung solution ng ating inequality, isi-shade na lang natin yung half plane na yan. So, pag sinade natin, it indicates that lahat ng points na nandiyan sa half plane na yan ay solution sa ating inequality. Ganyan karami ang solutions. So, yan. Inconvenience ng graph, no? Para hindi na natin ilista isa-isa kasi sa sobrang dami.
And one of the most convenient things nga is maipakita natin kahit isang point lang ang malaman natin kung solution or hindi. Malalaman na natin yung region kung ano yung isi-shade natin. And usually, kinukuha natin yung origin kasi yun yung pinakamadaling i-substitute. Tapos malalaman kagad natin kung true or false for any line unless dadaanan yung origin ng ating boundary line. Kasi dito, hindi naman siya dinaan. So let's have one more example. This is almost similar, no? Kaya lang, ang ating inequality is 2x minus 3y is greater than 6. So nawala yung parang equal sign niya, greater than 6. And if this happens, the process is still the same. Alamin natin yung boundary line, pero tulad nung nasa example kanina, sa definition rather, ang line na gagamitin na natin is dashed. Bakit, Tutor Queen?
It means that the points that na nasa line na yan, na nadaanan ng line na yan, ay hindi included sa ating solution. Kasi yung inequality natin, ang ginamit niya lang ay 2x minus 3y is greater than 6. So, hindi kasama yung points na nasa line. Kaya dotted line na.
So, yung 0, 0 kaya, Tutor Queenie, is a solution in this linear inequality.
Na-find out natin kanina, nakita rin natin kanina, na 0, nakalagay 0 is greater than 6, which is a false statement. So, yan ay not solution.
So, based on that, alam na natin na yung 0, 0 ay hindi kasali. So, yung region na kailangan natin kunin is the region kung saan walang 0, 0. Dahil dalawang hati lang naman yan, kaya nga half plane, kukunin natin yung kabilang part or kabilang half, which is this region. So, kahit di na natin isa-isahin yung mga points, kailangan natin talaga ng 1 na ating 1 point to represent everything. Okay? So, again, Tutor Queenie, pa-explain na lang po kung bakit hindi solution yung ating intercepts.
Yung intercepts, that will be, yung intercepts natin kasi ay nasa line. Okay, these are points na nadaanan ng ating line. At sabi natin kanina na the points on our line are not included in the solution. That's why they are not solution. Okay? So, dotted lines yan or dashed line, no? Para meron pa rin tayong boundary line, pero alam natin na, oops, hindi kasala itong mga dadaanan na points na ito. Pag nag-substitute sila, magiging false statement ang makukuha nila.
And yung points na binigay natin kanina in the previous example, kasama pa rin sila doon sa solution kasi they are covered or they are inside the region na solution ng ating inequality. So wala kasama talaga sila. Okay? So I think we could have one last example. Ito ba siya?
Ayan. So, same
ito.
Inequality lang
Ito,
yan,
Tutor
no? Yes. Same
Ayan,
lang ng 2x minus 3y. Kaya lang this time, is less than or is less than 6. Okay? So, yung 0, 0 natin kanina na not solution, this time is included in the solution.
Okay, so,
Kaya,
yes. Ayan. Actually, dito sa ating example, given na yung graph. So, for our students, let us identify which points are solution given dun sa ating illustration or sa ating inequality. Okay, mapapansin nyo naman dyan kung ano yung kasama talaga sa ating solution, kung nasan siya sa graph. Okay? So, I think we could give you time para makapagsagot. Ayan, tandaan lang. Sige, Tutor Queenie.
Ano yung isasagot nila, Tutor Joshua? May isasend nila?
Kung solution ba yung point na makikita nila or hindi. So, kunwari yung 0, 0. Ayan, naka-dot yung 0, 0 natin. So, solution ba yung ordered pair na yun or hindi? So,
sabi nila Princess Garcia, ni Laika Pagdanganan at ni Natalie Bautista, true. Okay? It's a solution daw po.
Solution daw yung 0, 0. And that is actually correct. Kasi kitang-kita na natin siya dun sa graph. Okay? How about 3, 0? Yung intercept dito sa bandang right side. 3, 0. Solution kaya siya or hindi?
Is 3, 0 a solution based on the graph? Okay, so titingnan nyo kung nasaan ba yung 3, 0. Is it a solution? Kasama ba siya sa solution natin? Okay. Solution or not?
So here, 3, 0 is not a solution. Kasi kahit na nandun siya sa boundary line, tandaan natin, yung boundary line natin is dashed. Ibig sabihin, the points on that line are not part of the solution. Okay? Nandun lang tayo sa region na kailangan na shaded. Hindi naman, kumbaga, technically shaded yung line natin kasi butas-butas siya. So, hindi siya kasama.
Yes, nag-agree naman sila sa ating comment. Kaya, daming nagsabi ng low po.
How about the other intercept, Tutor Queenie?
Okay. Kasulat po, Tutor Joshua, that will be 0, negative 2. Find out nila if that is a solution or not. Nasaan ba yung 0, negative 2?
Ito yan.
Ayun, yung 0, negative 2. Solution or not?
Okay, so mahabol pa rin sila. Okay, so actually, same explanation tayo for that ordered pair. It is not a solution since nandun siya sa boundary line and yung boundary line natin is dashed. So, again, not included. Okay? And last, yung ating points na nandito sa labas nung shaded region.
Ayan, sige.
So I think it's very obvious, Tutor Queenie. Pangalanan na lang natin kung ano yung mga point na ito.
So we have 4, negative 3, at saka negative 1, negative 4. So yung points na yan, okay, these points are not on the shaded part. Okay, nasa kabilang half plane sila. So sila lahat dyan are not solution to this inequality.
Yeah. So hindi lang natin kayang mag-graph. Kaya nating mag-graph at kaya nating i-interpret yung graph based on the definitions and descriptions ng ating linear inequality.
So that's the most important part. Okay, marunong tayong mag-interpret. Okay? So finally, today we were able to illustrate and differentiate linear inequalities into variables from linear equation into variables. Right? So na-identify natin yung dalawang yon, and we were able to graph linear inequalities into variables. And of course, we were also able to solve problems involving linear inequalities into variables.
So nagre-repeat lang at na pa-practice natin yung skills for the what do you call this? Yung knowledge natin ng grade 7 and actually previous quarter na-apply natin dito sa linear inequalities. And lalo natin siyang ma-apply when we go to the next lesson, which is systems of linear inequalities. Okay? So with that, I think that would end our session. Ayan, kasi nga, na-check talaga natin yung mga objectives natin for this afternoon. So, ayun po. At dito po nagtatapos ang ating tutorial session tungkol sa linear inequalities into variables. Tandaan po natin na pwedeng ulit-ulitin yung lessons para mas lalo po nating maunawaan at mabawasan yung ating pagkalito.
Ayan. So, samahan niyo po kami ulit next week kung saan matututunan naman natin ang system of linear inequalities into variables. So, kung may katanungan po o suggestions po kayo ay maaari pong i-scan ng QR code o kaya ay pumunta sa link na naka-flash sa inyong screen. Tuloy-tuloy na suporta po sa mga bata, magulang at guro mula po sa amin dito sa Itulay Math Talino Friday.
Susunod po ang Mathematics 9 with Tutor Janet and Tutor Angenique.